Say his name and he appears, it's Dragonzord power. I've definitely been watching way too much WrestleMania this weekend, which is why it's taken me a little while to get this out. I did want to get this out over the weekend, but seeing as it's Wednesday, here it is. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Black and Gold edition of Super7's Dragonzord. This is from the Ultimates line, and it's a beautiful figure. I've had this for quite some time, just haven't got around to reviewing it yet. So before I start getting back into my build a Megazord, I thought I'd get this out for you. I have got more to come, so if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, where I will be uploading some more Super 7 reviews very soon. So we will kick off this review with looking at the box. So as you can see here, Super 7 Ultimates Black and Gold Dragonzord. We have got our Dragonzord with some accessories. Nice black and gold and grey look to the box, just to show it's a little bit different from the other, which I will be comparing later on in the video. But for now, this is what we've got. A nice little logo on the front telling us what we've got inside the box, and lightning on the side, which of course wraps around the box. And on the back of the box, we've got a picture of our black and gold figure telling us a little bit about the Dragonzord, and it does just go on to say the Green Ranger Zord was a tough opponent against the Power Rangers and the Dino Megazord at first, but following the evil Green Ranger's defeat, the Dragonzord becomes a part of the team, and it goes on to tell you a little bit more about that. Now, I did get this from the whole shebang. I did buy it as well as the Black and Gold Megazord, and it just didn't make sense to have one without the other. No, this doesn't combine, but we will bust it out of the box and take a look at the figure. Okay, so after wrestling with him for about 5 minutes trying to get him out of the box, here he is. And as I said, he does look absolutely beautiful. The paintwork on these figures are always really nice, particularly on these Dragonzords. And yeah, really nice looking figure. They are pretty stable, but they are quite top heavy. So having a little look up close at the Dragonzord, you can see his face in there is quite decent. We've got a little bit of articulation in the mouth there, nothing on the head as you can see, but the paintwork does look really nice. I love the gold against the black, and these black and gold figures, they were sort of a toy exclusive back in the day, so that tradition has continued on, and it does look great. I really like the red that they've put in there as well. The detail in it is very nice, but if you've seen the other one, you will know what to expect, because it is the same, just a slightly different color. And of course, he does come with some accessories, so let's get them out and take a look at what he comes with. So he does come with a couple of different hands. These are the same for both left and right. So we've got the start of the firing of the rockets in this one, and then a closed fist comes in the box as well. Obviously, you can see on the figure, it does come with some more open hands. He also comes with a die-cast coin with the Dragonzord logo in the middle. On the back, it does just have the Zoo Ranger or Zordon, whichever way around you want to go. This is the same as the one that we would see in the standard box. And finally, we've got a little mini Green Ranger playing his Dragon Dagger. They are painted quite well, and for the size, the detail's pretty good in there. You can see that he is holding a dagger. You can see his shield and a little visor on the helmet. Obviously not a lot to it because it is pretty small, but he does scale about right for the Dragonzord, so if you want to stick that on his shoulder somewhere, you can do that if you can get it to stand up. Now we've taken a look at everything that comes inside the box, let's have a little look at some articulation. Now, Super 7 figures are definitely not known for their good articulation on these, but we'll have a look anyway. Not expecting too much. Obviously, I've had this out of the box, so I know exactly what's going on, but there we go. So other than the jaw, there is no articulation in the head. The hands do a full 360. Obviously, they pull out and you can swap them out. And the arms do move up and down quite a nice amount. They do move sort of in and out a little bit as well, so that's not too bad. You can sort of pose him firing the rockets and whatever. The midsection does appear to be on some sort of ball, so you do get quite a nice swivel there. Obviously, it does full 360, and you can lean it back and forward, left and right, so it does go round and round quite a nice amount. On the legs, they are on a ball, as you can see in the middle, but it is very hindered by the legs, so obviously we can only do what it allows us to do, which is pretty much just that. There is also some on the knees, but again, hindered by the dragon. Obviously, in the show, he didn't really move too much. He did just kind of waddle around. So, and lastly, on the foot, again, another item just on a ball. So you can do a little bit of posing with it, not a whole lot, but there is also some articulation in the tail. So we've got a tiny little bit of joint does switch around. Mine is a little bit stiff, so I will just be careful with it. But each little section is on its own ball. So we can twist the end of the tail and you can just pose that how you want. I would probably just use it as some sort of support just to get him to stand up properly, because he is a little bit of a pain to get to stand because he's so top heavy up here, but not too bad. So as you can see with our standard figure, there is not a whole lot of difference. The only difference you do get extra is these rocket firing hands, which you don't get with this one. It is literally just everything else. But instead of getting these rocket firing hands, obviously we're getting a closed fist and kind of like a start of a rocket shoot hand. It's not like they've taken it away and not given us anything. It is fine that they have given us 2 extra sets of hands. Would be cool to have these, but considering they've given it on this one, it's nice to have some sort of little bit of difference. Other than that, the Green Ranger and the coin is the same. Obviously, we're going to have some color difference because that's the whole gimmick of this figure. But other than that, it is the same size. And to be honest, you'd probably pay around about the same price. I don't think this was any more expensive than the standard one. I think it was around about the same. I did get this from the whole shebang, where I did get a small discount on there as well. So it was nice to be able to add both of these to my collection. So finishing off this figure with my final thoughts. Again, it is another Super 7's Ultimate figure, so it's not anything different than what we'd expect, especially with the articulation and stuff like that. I'm happy with the paint. Obviously, it looks great as always from Super 7. Some of their figures are a little bit hit and miss, especially their metallic ones. When you move the joints, it does flake off, so you do have to be a little bit careful with some of the Super 7 stuff. But this is not one of those. It does stand quite well. Obviously, if you're going to get a joint in the middle that's a little bit loose, and it is a little bit top heavy, that could affect you posing your figure. Me personally, I keep these in the box, and I'm happy to buy them knowing that I am going to keep them in the box. I just feel like they display a little bit better. But one day when I run out of space, I probably will open them all up and make a nice display out of all of those. For the price point, it is what we would expect, and I don't tend to see these on sale too much. Maybe one day they will. I know a lot of the figures themselves have been on sale, especially on Comics and Cocktails the last couple of months, so I don't know what they've got left in stock, but I don't believe this was part of that sale. But again, I was happy to pay the money that I did pay for it. But of course, this is just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But for me, that is it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more, please consider subscribing. I've got more videos coming very soon, and I will be continuing my Build a Megazord.